Good afternoon, everybody. It's Darren from Jace Media Music, and this afternoon in the hot seat, I'm joined by pop rock royalty in the form of the fabulous. Can I say that, Carol? Can I say that?
You can do, yeah. There's a lot to
The
live up to.
fabulous Carol Baker from Town. Carol, good afternoon. How the devil are you?
I'm good, Darren. It's really
Good.
nice to speak to you. I'm
Yeah,
fine,
you
thank
too. So how have you been? How's life treated you? You've been doing okay? Keeping busy?
you. Oh, what, since 1987 when apparently we met? Yeah, popped out a couple of kids, kept busy.
As we all do.
Exactly. Yeah. No, well, life's had its ups and downs like everybody's,
Yeah.
and the career's had its ups and downs. And where do you want
Yeah.
to start?
I was just saying to Simon there that this is industry. It's everybody thinks it's glamorous and it's all unicorns and rainbows, but it's not. It's hard. It's a hard slog.
When it goes well, it's all unicorns and rainbows. It's fantastic, and the good bits are fantastic. But when it's you're not so hot to trot anymore, or people have lost interest or moved on, it's quite difficult to try and stay relevant,
Yeah,
So
of
that
course.
can be disappointing. I try not to the old, especially with everything that's going on in the world these days. I don't want to be like a aging whinging pop star, but if you take a pride in your career and you love your job,
Yeah,
it's upsetting and demoralizing when you can't seem to get the attention that you'd
yeah,
like for it. And I think anybody would feel that way.
of
So
course.
yeah, I've had good times, I've had bad times. I'm on a good time again at the moment, and I have been for a while.
So the new album, when did
Yes.
that come around? Is it relatively new? Has it been in the background lurking for a while?
It's a bit of both, yeah. So my output for for putting out new music is dreadful. I realise that. I haven't been in the mood for writing for a long, long time,
Okay.
and I'm sure back in the early noughties, this sort of renaissance for all the 80s artists and all the festivals started. So I've been kept very busy, and I met my husband and had two children in my 40s. Um, and so I was in a different headspace. I was really happy with the live work I was doing. I was back on big stages with all my peers doing festivals and tours and cruises and
Yeah.
orchestral, and it fitted in really well with family life. And now my kids are in their 20s, they're older, and I felt like I could think again, I suppose, creatively.
Yeah.
And Ronnie Rogers, who I put to power together with, who
Yeah.
he's was my partner, for years personally, but we're just professional partners now. He's always got lots of ideas, lots of songs. So he had a bunch of ideas, and I had some ideas in my phone. I sort of wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, dehydrated from too much rosé, and have a melody in my head and sing it down my phone at 3 o'clock in the morning, sitting on the toilet. That's usually what I. That's how I
Carol,
write.
what's not to like having some rosy? But you never have too much rosy, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. So we had a couple of songs we put out as download singles over the last couple of years,
Yeah.
and then we wrote another six songs just very recently in the last kind of like 6 months, and we've parceled those up with the download singles that kind of slipped under the radar really, and we've got the Be Wonderful album, and we're delighted with it. It's come together
Yeah.
really well.
It's a little it's there's a little lots of rock elements in there as well, along with your smoother stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the lead single, Read My Lips, which we're dropping on the 27th of March as a download, that's a real rocker, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
singing that. Yeah.
Yeah. There is elements of your early 80s and 90s. There's a lot of
Yeah,
new influences in it as well.
well, thanks for saying that. I guess because it's still me and Ronnie, it's always going to
Yeah.
sound like us, isn't it? And funnily enough, a lot of keyboard sounds and stuff have come full circle.
Yeah.
So, all the things that we used to use back in the early 80s, all the new synthesizers, they're all kind of back, and we
They're
still
coming
like
back.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we like sequences, and we were both very melodic writers. I like a lot of melody. I like a really good uplifting chorus. I don't like lead breaks to waffle. They've got to have specific melody, whether it's a guitar or a string part. It's got to
Yeah,
have a very memorable melody to it as well. So our stuff is always very melodic. So yeah, thanks for
yeah.
saying that.
You know that you've chucked in a couple of ballads as well, just for good measure, which is always good for an album.
Well, as my mum used to say, I'm a drimadru.
You know, but and in your opinion, and in Ronnie's opinion, where do you see the album fitting? Are you proud? Do you think you're just going to put it out and see where it goes? Obviously, you've got the tour coming up, but did you record it and think this is awesome?
Well, I always think everything we do is awesome. It's just trying to get everyone else to agree with you. That's the problem. Yeah, you have your moments of insecurity about what you do. Sometimes I listen to stuff and I think, oh, that is amazing. And other times you listen to it and you go, what was I thinking?
Yeah,
It's terrible. Just depends what mood I'm in,
yeah,
really. But no, we wouldn't have put it out if we weren't proud of it. And in terms of what it will achieve, all we can do is put it out there and do our best, tour
yeah,
it, try and get some press coverage, talk to lovely people like you. I'm reaching out to a lot of my contacts from the old days,
yeah.
but most of whom are dead now, I've discovered, which is because we're all so old.
We're all getting there. We're all getting there.
Everybody's passed on. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've still got a few friends in places. It's very hard to get new music playlisted at the traditional stations. I mean,
Yeah,
my old stuff, our vintage hits, they get played every
yeah,
day on all
yeah.
sorts of stations, but it's really hard to have any traction on new stuff
Of course
if
it is.
you're A, not 20, or B, haven't stayed right at the top of your game for all those
Or
years.
yeah,
It's really difficult, it
yeah.
is quite difficult. So we'll just do our very, very best and we'll tour it and see,
See
it
how
is
it
what it is.
goes. I mean, I've seen you in the Rewind tour up at Scone Palace,
Oh yeah, I love
and
that.
I've seen you a couple of times with my other favourite 80s band, Go West. I just,
Yes.
you know, I just couldn't get enough of those boys back in the day.
Yeah.
And a couple of times I've been on tour, you've been at the Royal Concert Hall, and I've seen you perform and stuff, and you always want to think, you hope that they're still doing the thing and enjoying kind of what they do. Because sometimes people just go, yeah, I can live off my royalties and my big goose and drink rosé wine every night. But I think if you still want to be, thought of as a musician, you have to keep the juices flowing where you can be creative all the
Absolutely.
time.
Yeah. Well, sir, I didn't earn Beatles money, so I can't kind of rest on my laurels. I've done okay, and I'm quite
Yeah,
comfortable, but I want to keep working,
yeah,
you know, and also because I've got a family, like most people these days, you're thinking, I've got to accumulate stuff for my kids,
yeah,
so there's practical reasons for working as well as spiritual reasons for working.
yeah. I kind of think there's a thing that when you want to walk on stage and see a mountain of faces, to know
Yes.
that they still want to come. I was at another show on Sunday. I was at Chesney Hawks on Sunday night.
Oh, lovely chairs. I know
The
chairs.
Chesers on Sunday night,
Yeah.
and there was lots of the middle agers there who kind of grew up with his pet, type thing. And I kind of guess it's like you said, no need is still relevant that people still want to come because they know they're going to get the classic cuts, but bringing some new stuff to the table hopefully will elevate you back into the limelight that you once had, and kind
Well,
of
I'm not sure I expect that anymore. I've learnt to live with that,
yeah,
but I still get lovely things like um, the end of in 2024. I recorded The Masked Singer. I went on tour with the Human League and Sophie Ellis Bextor,
yeah,
and then the beginning of 2025, I was doing Dancing on Ice. Comic Relief. Then we did a big cruise out of Miami.
yeah,
Lots of lovely different things. It's like, and then working with orchestras as well, which I love. So there's lots of different things that I enjoy doing, and to keep my interest levels up, I like different things to do.
Yeah,
I don't think I could just gig all the time. I like doing TV quiz shows. I'm a bit of a TV tart in my old age, I've got to say.
yeah, you've done
So I love
previous
all of
life and
that.
stuff like that, so you're obviously an
Yeah,
old hand at this stuff.
yeah, and so as long as there's diversity in what I do, like we were gigging on Saturday, and it was a small sweaty club, and it was fantastic. It was absolutely packed, and people hold you in such affection still. I'm
Yeah,
like, times are tight at the moment. People haven't got the money, and I'm like, oh my God, there's like about 300 people here who've come to spend their Saturday night with me. That's lovely, so
and I think
it's all
that's great.
different. Yeah, it's all different. Sometimes it's big, sometimes it's smaller, but it's all great.
I think the thing is, though, I think it still makes you feel wonderful that people have came on a Saturday night, Friday night, a Monday night to spend
Yeah,
2 hours with Carol Decker, reliving the Tipau hits and getting some new cuts and
yeah.
leaving and saying that was a great night rather than going, crikey, I could have spent my 25 quid somewhere else, you know.
Oh no, we give good value. We give good value, and I really appreciate that people have spent their money and made the effort. So
Yeah,
we give it, as football managers say, 110%.
110%. Is that the people we can
110%.
expect in the Be Wonderful tour?
110%.
Are we going to get 110%? Or
You are.
as they say in Scotland, Carol, 110%.
Oh no, yeah. And where am I coming to? I'm doing the Oran Moor, aren't I? The
Yeah,
19th of April. I'll
yes.
be up your way. So yeah.
I will be there with my photographer.
Sorry, just turn that off.
Is that your alarm for your next
No,
interview?
that's just a gig with a massive fee just came on my phone. Yeah, no, no, I don't know. Look like spam.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So, what can we expect when you come to Glasgow?
Oh, go away.
That is going to be the next interview. So I've just asked him to call in 5 minutes'
Oh,
time.
right.
So Darren, if you can kind of think about wrapping up in the next few minutes, that'd be brilliant.
Not a
Okay.
problem, Tim.
Sorry
I'll
to
do that.
interrupt.
So
No
the next
problem.
the next interview is just on the telephone then.
It is Carol, yeah. Sorry,
All right.
Darren.
I'll just cut him off. All right, Darren, my darling, I've got to go. I'm sorry about the
No problem at
false
all, Carol.
start.
Absolute pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah.
Wonderful is out on the 10th of April. This interview will go all over the world. And we will see you. We will see you in Oranmore.
Hello, I'm just finishing my other interview. Yes, I will see you at Oran Moor.
Take care,
Look forward
Carol.
to it. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye.